Today I'm going to be trying to get it all done. There will be some zone cleaning, some organizing. I'm going to show you my hot spot, work on some meal planning and things like that, so stay tuned. Alright guys, so today's video is going to be super motivating. Hopefully it will motivate you to get a lot of things done on this Monday. Alright, so this particular day was a day that I just had so many things that I needed to get done. I'm showing you my laundry room right here. You can see that I have got lots of laundry that needs to be put away. I hang dry most of my laundry, so most of this is mine. Some of these things weren't actually dry yet, so I just left them there. You can see I've got sheets on the ironing board, just lots of different stuff. So I'm headed upstairs and I am going to get this stuff put away so that I can move on to the next thing. One thing that I kind of wanted to talk about in this video is procrastination. I have noticed that I have been procrastinating on certain things. Now, I follow the Flylady system, so I have morning routines, I've got an evening routine, I've got routines for kind of how I do things. I'm pretty good most of the time about setting my timer for 15 minutes when I really need to get something done, but sometimes I still procrastinate. And so I kind of wanted to talk you guys through that a little bit. I kind of wanted to just give you some of my tips for when you're feeling like not doing anything. My number one tip for when you are feeling like not doing anything is to set your timer for 15 minutes. Just set the timer and stop when the 15 minutes is up. Even if you didn't finish, it will get you motivated. Now, I have learned that a lot of times if I will set my timer for 15 minutes and get started, sometimes that's all I need to keep going, especially when I have a lot of things to do. So if you are feeling like you lack motivation and you tend to procrastinate things, make sure that you are using that timer. One particular thing that I tend to find myself procrastinating on is finishing projects. So I've kind of been playing like this game with myself here lately. I have been making a list of the things that need to be finished, and then what I'm doing is I'm making sure that those are the things that when I have extra time I'm focusing on that, and I'm not letting myself start any new projects until the projects on my list that are kind of not finished, I am not starting anything new until I get those done. And so because I like to check things off, that is really helping. So sometimes you just need to know yourself, sometimes you need to make a list and let that motivate you. Alright, so I'm back downstairs and I am going to fold this load of laundry. You're going to kind of see a couple of loads of laundry here and there throughout this video. This laundry room was kind of a mess. That's kind of why I chose to start here today. So that's what I'm going to keep working on. I feel like the sweet spot for keeping laundry caught up in our house is for me to do 2 loads a day. I always start a load of laundry first thing in the morning as part of my morning routine, and then I kind of switch it over and then I fold it at some point in the afternoon, and then my goal is for every night to have that laundry put away. I fold it and I leave it right here. I put mine and my husband's away, and then my kids, they are in charge of putting their laundry away, and that works really well for us. Obviously, sometimes I get backed up, sometimes I procrastinate this and let it sit, but most of the time I don't. I've gotten so much better, and like I said, 2 loads a day has kind of been the sweet spot for us, but some people do really well with just 1 load a day. So whatever works for you, that's what you want to focus on. Alright, so now that the laundry is kind of dealt with, I need to get these sheets put away. Now this cabinet, once I was trying to put these away, I realized that I really need to take a little bit of time and kind of go through here and declutter. But if I chose to do that right now, I would be getting sidetracked because it's not at the top of my list to do today. So I got them in there and I'm going to let that be that. But now I need to get this ironing board put away and kind of straighten up in here. Alright, so before I do anything else in here, I am going to work on some zone cleaning. Now I'm showing you my bleach, and this is an empty bottle. I fill up this bottle with some bleach and then I add some water to it. During my Zone 3, which is the bathrooms for my house, I have to bleach our showers. Now I know everybody doesn't like bleach, but we have an older home with really old bathrooms, and I've tried lots of different things, and it's just the thing that I have to do. I have to bleach our showers occasionally. So I went upstairs, I bleached the shower, I bleached the one downstairs, then I came back and you can see I'm pouring that out. What I like to do is I like to rinse out the bottle really well with just clear water, and then I put the spray nozzle back on there and I run the water through there, and what that does is it clears out the bleach from the bottle so that it doesn't destroy the nozzle. If you leave it in there, it will just kind of eat through the plastic parts. So I like to just dry that off, and then I'm just going to put this back away in the laundry room. I just kind of put it in a separate basket so it doesn't touch anything, and that's where it stays. When I was putting the bleach away in the garage, I went ahead and grabbed the clean clothes that were in the dryer. This is another load that I need to fold here in just a minute. But before I do that, I'm going to grab this basket of whites because, again, I am working on a little bit of zone cleaning today. So I'm going to go grab the bath mats from this downstairs bathroom. They are white, so I'm going to throw this in the laundry and get these going so that these will be done for the month. Setting a timer to work on your zone cleaning is a great thing, but remember that sometimes you can just work those tasks into other things that you're doing. Alright, so I got that laundry folded, and now let's talk about this hot spot. Y'all, this spot, this will eventually be where our washer and dryer goes once we get this reworked. Not time for that yet. And it is a dumping ground. I've shown this in other videos before, but you can see stuff is piling up. Now, I really wanted to take the time today to clean this up in my mind. I knew that this was something that I wanted to tackle, but I realized that this week we are actually off school this week, so I decided to leave the paint because I'm going to be doing some painting this week, and then I will tackle this later this week. When I'm through painting, that way I really can get all of this put away. And then you'll see that I'm going to add some things to this pile. But I'm giving myself a deadline. This stuff has to be put up by the end of the week. Now I'm going to jump back into some zone cleaning. I was working through Zone 3, which for me is my bathrooms. I'm showing you right here that my canisters are empty. I am out of toilet paper in here. Now with my routines, my daily routine and my weekly routine, my bathroom really does stay in tip-top shape. This is my e-cloth that I used to wipe down my bathroom this morning when I did just my daily wipe down. It's still damp, so I'm going to just go ahead and grab it off the back of the door. I'm going to wipe these shelves down to just kind of get the dust off, and then everything is nice and clean when I put everything back. Sometimes part of your zone cleaning isn't like hardcore cleaning. Sometimes it's really just taking the time, filling up soap dispensers, filling up canisters that house things that you need. Take the time to open your cabinets, see if you're running low on things that you can add them to your grocery list, things like that. So that's kind of what I'm focusing on today. I knew that we were out of soap in here, we were out of toilet paper and things like that. So I'm just going to take that couple of minutes and I'm going to do this. Now I actually did this in one of the other bathrooms, but my husband had just gotten home for lunch, so I ended up not filming that, but I did take the time to do that in the other bathrooms, and it really just took a few minutes to get it done. Another thing that I need to get done today is getting a handle on some things in our refrigerator. I went to the store yesterday. I went to Sam's and I purchased a good bit of meat, and I didn't get to kind of process everything yesterday, but today I am picking up our Walmart grocery order. So I need to handle this stuff and make room so that when I go get the rest of our groceries today, I have room for everything. Now, one thing that I like to do is I get a rotisserie chicken. I shop for groceries like once every 2 weeks, and then on the off week usually I will pick up extra produce, loaf of bread, things like that if needed. But I picked up a rotisserie chicken and I like to go ahead and pull that off the bone. I put half of it in like a Pyrex dish for us to use through the week, and then the other half I put in a freezer bag so that I can stick it in the freezer, and then we will use it next week. You'll see my meal plan here in just a little while. I kind of just I don't really explain everything in it. I just kind of give you a quick look at it. But one of the things in our meal plan is to have some chicken wraps, and so that's one of the ways we like to use the chicken. So I'm going to prepare this, and then underneath the rotisserie chicken, I had purchased some chicken legs, and I need to break that pack into two so that we can have it for two different meals. So I will separate those into Ziploc bags and put those in the freezer so that they are ready for the days that we're going to have those for dinners. Now, I am a meal planner. I shop for groceries every 2 weeks. I meal plan for 2 weeks at a time, and I keep that on a calendar. You'll kind of get a glimpse of it here in just a little bit. But these are things that I like to do. Now, these things don't take a lot of time. It does kind of take some prep work. If it's not something that you're used to doing, it might feel like it takes a lot of time in the beginning. But these are things that really set me up to have a really good week, and then I'm not scrambling trying to figure out what we're having for dinner. I know that we have everything here that we need to prepare the dinner, so it's something that I do like to take those extra few minutes to do to just kind of set myself up for a really good week. So because I have been handling some raw chicken on this counter, I'm going to spray this down with a disinfectant, and then I'm going to let that sit. Now, I don't want to leave this room and go on to something else because I don't want to forget about it. So I'm going to stay in the kitchen, work on a different counter on something else that needs to be done. I had gone to Sam's yesterday and I purchased this huge box of K-Cups. These are my favorite K-Cups, just in case you're wondering, and I need to refill our drawer, and then I need to refill our basket that's kind of like an overflow that stays in the laundry room. So I'm just going to get everything restocked and ready. Alright, so now that that's all done, I am going to grab a paper towel and I'm going to go ahead and wipe down this countertop. That way it is nice and clean, and then I still have a few minutes before it's time for me to go get groceries. So I'm going to sit down and work on transferring my meal plan for the next 2 weeks. Now this morning when I was ordering groceries, I scribbled out a very rough draft of a meal plan for the next 2 weeks just on a piece of paper. Now I'm going to transfer this to a calendar. This calendar lives on the side of our refrigerator. My boys, they really like to know what we're having for dinner every night, so they like to have this on the refrigerator where they can see it. And then I also like to have this in my planner because it's kind of in front of my face throughout the day, and those are kind of my reminders to pull things out of the freezer if I need to and things like that. So that is kind of how I stay organized when it comes to meal planning. Earlier today we switched cable companies, so they had to come install new cable boxes and run, just do all the different things. So we had guys in and out of our house. So while you can't see it, my floors are covered in footprints. and that's okay. I'm just going to take the time to do a quick vacuum kind of in this room and then also in the kitchen. I'm just going to do this, like I said, very quickly, but it's going to just pick up all the debris, get rid of all the footprints. All the footprints, they get on my nerves really bad. So I'm going to take a few minutes to do this. That way I don't have to think about it, and it will be done. One thing that I really like to do is when I see something that really needs to be done, I like to go ahead and if I have a few minutes to do it, just tackle it and get it done instead of putting it off for the next day or the next time, because then it's just done and I don't have to think about it again. Groceries have now been picked up. I had my kids bring all of these in from the car, and now I get to put all of this stuff away. One thing that I try to make sure that I do is when we get groceries is I make sure that I get everything put away right away. I don't let this stuff sit out. I obviously take care of all the cold things first. Actually, I like to take everything out of the bag first so that I can just see everything, and I kind of try to group it together as I'm going. So I kind of put all the cold stuff together, I put kind of all the bread and chips together, all the stuff that goes in the pantry together, and it just helps me put things away faster. So I am going to tackle getting all of this stuff put away. Back in January, I purchased a set of these clear bins that you use to organize your fridge. They had a set of them on Amazon that I felt like was a good price. You can also purchase like individual pieces if you want to just get a few at a time. They have them at places like TJ Maxx and Ross, but I will leave a link down below to my Amazon storefront if you want to see the set that I purchased. It's in my Amazon storefront, but I have really enjoyed these. I was hoping that they would help me kind of keep our fridge organized. I usually do a pretty good job of organizing it, but then as time goes on, it doesn't necessarily stay very organized, and these really have made a difference. We don't have everything in our pantry in containers, but I do like to take all of our snack foods, especially like packets of crackers and granola bars and things like that. I like to take them out of the package and put them in a bin. The reason I like to do this is so that I can see what's there. I don't know how many times when I would leave things in a box, there would only be like one of something in there, and my kids didn't let me know we were getting low, and then I would not purchase something that they needed. So it really just makes it so much easier for me to see what we have and what we don't have. I'm going to put the rest of this stuff away, and then that is going to be a wrap on today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed hanging out with me today while I worked to get a lot of things done. We did zone cleaning, we did some organizing, we did just some regular cleaning. We kind of did all the things. If you guys are new to my channel and not already subscribed, please consider subscribing. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, and I will see you guys next week.